From startup founders to seasoned business leaders, our guests share their stories and insights to help you overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and achieve your goals. So if you're ready to learn, grow, and succeed as an entrepreneur, hit that subscribe button and tune into the Global Entrepreneurs Podcast
Oh na.
Oh, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening again sa aming mga listeners. We're back again for our another episode at 3.3 Global Entrepreneurs Network. Naghahatid po uli ng another episodes. Sabi yung aking partner. Erwin, are you there?
Hey guys, hey, what's up? How are you? What's up, Ketchup?
Well, how are you there? Kamusta ang weather dyan?
It's not good because it's kind of smoky, right? Because of the wildfire from another province. So some of the outdoor activity they cancel it. It's better to go, just stay inside.
Yeah.
So how are you there?
So, somewhat kind of like that here too in California. Medyo gloomy, medyo
Yeah.
cold. I don't know if I'm gonna catch some colds, but
No
the show
way.
must go on. Sabi nga, di ba?
Unfortunately, yes, the show must go on. Kaya wala silang magagawa, right? So, the show must go on. So, as you mentioned,
3.3 na tayo, no? 3.3
yeah,
of finding
exactly. Finding
inspiration, real
through real
stories of
stories.
successful business ideas.
Okay, you want to recap the previous?
Sure. Last 3.2, we're able to meet the president and CEO of Dibur and Mold Construct Incorporated from Rizal, Philippines. And it was
Yes,
a wonderful time having him, especially knowing his story. Remember the story when he went to college, yun, di ba? Yung napagkamalan siyang teacher.
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They thought it was the professor. Yeah, that's an amazing story.
Yep,
Oh, you know,
that's like a story of not giving up for your dreams. Yun yung
exactly,
nakita ko dun.
exactly.
And then
Galing, amazing.
there's like 4 pointers na tumatak sa atin is yung sinabi niya, yung number one is time, that when you have time, do it while you can, because hindi mo na maibabalik eh. So yun yung isa sa mga
Exactly.
sinabi ni Engineer Dante. And then para sa kanya, it's important to number two is transparency and honesty,
Mm-hmm.
especially when doing business with your business partners and clients.
Mm-hmm.
And then syempre importante yun, no?
Of
And
course.
then number three niya is stay committed to your goals and stay committed to your clients. And number four
Yes.
is embrace the change. So yun yung I think
Wow.
summary nung buong topic na napag-discussion na natin last week, na I think is valuable as a takeaway for all our listeners. How about
You're
you?
so good. You're so good in summarizing things, right?
Okay. But for now, itong ating susunod na episode is a little bit special. No.
Yeah, it's kind of different, right? The podcast will be a little different because our guest is in the United States of America. So we need to speak in English as much as we can.
That's the challenge. Yeah,
I'll-
we were
my nose is
requested.
bleeding. Yeah, I'll let you know if my nose is bleeding, okay?
I'll try. But
Yeah.
we have a very young entrepreneur guest
Yes.
today, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so exciting to know her story.
Yeah, for sure. So, you want to call our guest, our special guest, or like
Yeah, let's call her. All right, and our very special guest for today is the president and CEO of AdoboS and More. He is based here in Northern California, Sonoma County. Let's welcome Hannah Huyoa.
yeah.
Hello.
Welcome, Hannah, Miss Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wow, this is a different setup, right? Because right now, because Hannah is in the U.S., so
Correct.
we have to speak in English, Elmer. You know that, right?
I'll try my best. And plus, we want the followers and patrons of Hannah to, to follow and hear this interview because we want to showcase her journey.
Perfect, perfect. Hannah, do you want to introduce your just
A
could you
brief
share
story.
some details about your personal background with us, um, like what are you doing,
Single,
just
married, looking,
Single,
Sorry.
barely looking. So my name is Hannah Huyoa, and we live here in Santa Rosa, California. I started the business when I was 21 years old as a
wow.
pop up at farmers markets, and then at 2018, I was able to purchase my first food truck trailer. So now I run a mobile food facility in Sonoma County, and I was also able to purchase a second food truck last year in June. So now we have two vehicles selling lumpia in Sonoma County.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I, I,
Nice.
I I know some of the stories of Miss Hannah. Would you like to tell me about, this? Remember, you once told to me that this business is a product of your school thesis or feasibility study. Is
Yes,
that true?
yes.
Yeah.
So I was studying at the local junior college here at Santa Rosa Junior College, and I was finishing a business entrepreneurial certificate program that
Okay.
we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sitting in class, and the professor was telling us that great business ideas start with providing solutions to people's needs. So at
Mm-hmm.
that time, there was no Filipino food yet in Sonoma County, not a restaurant yet, at least. And but I was 21, so I wasn't able to go jump into a brick and mortar right away because I don't have money to
Mm-hmm.
invest at that age. And so
Mm-hmm.
I looked around and I saw people doing pop ups and selling food from tents at farmers
Mm-hmm.
markets. So then that's where that idea started. Uh,
Wow.
to
Okay.
provide just like a taste of the Philippines to people here in Sonoma County to introduce our cuisine to them in the most simplest way possible.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. Miss Hannah, you said, I think your professor said, right? Great business ideas, providing solution. Can you repeat that thing? Can you
Yeah,
say that one?
so that's the phrase that I caught the most, the one that stood out to me the most when he was teaching, is
Yeah.
that great business ideas start with providing solutions to people's needs. So it may
Provides.
not be food; it could be anything. You know, in our entrepreneurial
Mm-hmm.
journey, it could be any solution to people's needs. So when you see a problem that you can solve, that could be a potentially a great business idea.
Wow. So that's where the business started, right? From
Yeah.
your feasibility study,
Mhm.
right? Oh, wow. And I guess you passed your feasibility study, right?
Yes, I did. I tested it out at our local church community,
It
and
came into manifestation.
yeah, people like
Because
the food
it's
and
working,
everything.
right? It should bless you. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Interesting story. So now you said you have two trucks. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So we have a food
Oh,
truck trailer that we drive around with the truck vehicle, and then another food truck that is like drivable by itself.
okay. Is it Filipino food only, or is it like a fusion type, or like
It's like
what?
a fusion. So my idea was like a Americanized food, Filipino
Mm-hmm,
food fusion.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I
I see.
I do like adobo fries. Like I put the chicken or pork adobo or sisig on top of fries with garlic
Wow.
aioli. And then we also do some Asian fusion or Mexican fusion. Put it in a taco or lettuce wrap.
Interesting. Are you the one cooking, or like you hire somebody to do it for
Yes,
you?
I still do most of the prep. I have people helping me make the lumpia, so we still do it from scratch.
Mm,
Mhm.
nice, nice. Okay. And now you have two trucks. And are you planning to expand or to another?
Why don't you mention your locations and the places that
Yeah.
you are operating?
So recently we've been operating at breweries or beer gardens. So here in Sonoma County, we have for example, Shady Oak Barrel House here in Santa Rosa, or Hen House Santa Rosa, Hen House Petaluma. Also at the block in Petaluma. And we also go to wineries sometimes, especially this summer. We have some locations at wineries. If our viewers follow us on Instagram or Facebook, we usually post our weekly schedule where we post
Mm-hmm.
up sell.
I see. Okay. Perfect. All right. And so, but do you have, sorry, it's just a follow-up question. So I was just curious, like, from what the professor said, great business ideas, basically providing solution to people needs. And you saw, but do you have a passion for food, or it's just something that you saw on your situation that, people need this? Because,
Yes, yeah. So actually, my background is in music. So I was going to school for music at first at the junior college,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
and then
She's a drummer, right? You're a drummer,
yes, yeah, I'm a
Oh, okay.
professional drum
professional drummer.
master for a band and in our church.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't finish the music, and then I switched over to business because I saw like the musicians they don't earn as much because I started playing gigs when I was 18
Okay.
professionally. I got paid for gigs,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't make as much money. So I switched over to business because I knew that business is the only way to create wealth. So
Yes.
and now
Oh.
I still play music with my band, and I still get paid for it, but it's not as much as, not unless you get famous, but it's
Why
not
don't
as
you
much
mention the
as
name of your
business.
band so that we can promote it here too?
Oh yeah, so our band Mood Jungle, we already are releasing our second album this month on the
Oh, wow.
23rd. It's coming out. So
Congratulations.
thank you. You can find
And
it
you're
on
the drummer.
Spotify,
Oh, wow.
Apple
Mm-hmm.
Music as well. Um, but yeah, going back to my background, so it's music, and like I don't come from a family that cooks as well, so it was all on the business entrepreneurial side that I
Mm-hmm.
jumped into it. It was all by faith, basically. It's like I didn't really cook, and my
Yeah.
specialty is not cooking, and my dad's specialty is not cooking as well. So what I
Mm-hmm.
did was I asked people to help to teach me. So
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
a brother in the church who taught me how to make lumpia. Like I didn't know how to make any of that cuisine before.
So mentorship is one
Yeah,
way to do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I
So
asked
she
him to teach me
find
how to
someone, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was,
Wow, interesting.
I think my specialty was more on the finding business ideas and then like seeing it come to pass, or seeing the manifestation of that idea happen in real life. But not food. Like food was not my expertise before.
Mihan, I have a question. You don't see yourself in a corporate, right? Basically, you're
No.
more on. Oh, okay, okay. You see yourself as like an entrepreneur, right? Not a corporate person,
Yeah,
right?
so when I was younger, around 21, between 21 to 25, I would always like what they call it here, like job hopping. It's like
Okay,
I didn't
moving from
really I didn't
yeah,
really
moving
last,
from one yeah, moving from
yeah,
one
at
job to another,
jobs.
right?
Yeah, I only lasted like 3 to 6 months at the longest. So
Wow.
I figured that out about myself. So I think
Yeah.
one thing is like knowing like how you're built as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and recognizing that and seeing that, okay, well maybe you have an entrepreneurial spirit inside of you because you tend not to stick to one job for a long time.
Yeah. So you're not really for corporate, yeah. So that's a good thing. Okay. I have
Yeah, from 20
Henry, do you have a question?
from yeah, from 20 from from school, 21 years old, she rightly jump in.
Mm-hmm.
This is what
Yeah.
Engineer Dante talked about last episode. If you know that you are called to do it and you're going to do it anyway, and you think it is, just do it right now because
Just do
time is
it.
the enemy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That
I feel
that's
like
really
it's
good.
better to do it too while while you still have the strength to do it to build your empire young and then enjoy it when you're older.
Wow.
Right.
That's good. Build your empire while you're young. Enjoy it when you're old. Okay. Um, Miss Hannah, I have a question. Elmer, do you have a question? Or
Um,
can I?
yeah, I have a question. Can you share some of your defining moments in your entrepreneurial journey that led you to this stage of your business right now or your success?
Oh, I think one defining moment was back in 2016 when I just first started to do the pop-ups. Like one
Mm-hmm.
of my first markets that I did, I got some negative comments right away from
Mm-hmm.
other Filipinos at the market, and they said some like mean comments, and they posted it on Yelp. And
Oh, okay.
I
Oh
think
no.
at 21, like that's when I really started to learn. I mean, you can learn a lot from pain. So you
Yeah.
you have a choice to like take it and back out, or take it
Mm-hmm.
and keep pushing and move forward. So what I did was that out of that pain that I felt from the comment, I decided to do better. So I made it like
Nice.
a
Mhm.
learning step. That
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, if these are their complaints about what I'm trying to serve to the people, and it's like 1 out of 100, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kept pushing, and I was like, what can I do to make it better? Because
That's
I see that a lot of people like are ordering and buying the food, and I got some great comments too, and then you get some negative feedback as well.
Yeah.
But what can I do better so then to avoid that and to provide better, service or food for the people? So I think that was one
Ex-
of the first and the top defining moment for me was at a very young age. I experienced like a
mhm.
negative feedback and comment that just made me stronger as a person and to keep.
That's
Okay.
nice. Actually, that's actually a good learning point. A learning experience to share. It's a good turning point, especially for people that are starting to have their own business. Negative
Yeah.
feedbacks, and
Mhm,
sometimes some setbacks are normal for businesses, and it's up to us as entrepreneurs to take it positively or
mhm,
negatively. And in your situation, you take it as a positive
Positively.
a
Mm-hmm.
force to make yourself better and also to make your business better.
mhm.
That's
That's
awesome. Do you
good.
have
That's
any other
good. Yeah.
questions, Carmen?
Just a follow-up question. Hannah, while doing that, right? Do you have somebody on your side that's guiding you? Do you have a mentor, or like you just do it on your own, or like you research on your own, or is there someone that basically guide you, like push you, like you can do this, Hannah, you
Yeah,
can do
because
this?
you're very young when you started. Is there
Yeah,
like people
exactly.
that
Because
help
at the
you?
young age, 21 years old, this is your first business, correct?
Yes, it's my first, and thank God it flourished. But I
Yeah.
wasn't really sure when I first started if it was gonna
Yeah.
work.
That's good
Can you
because
name?
some people they're like, when they try
Yeah,
the
can you
first
name
time
some
and it
few
doesn't work.
people, or maybe this is the chance for you to thank them, especially that you're now on the stage of you're already operating independently.
Yeah, so at that time, well, my professor was helping me out too at the junior
Oh,
college. So I would have like all my classmates approve my menu design or my pricing or my portion.
Mhm.
So they
that's
actually helped
nice.
me out.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
I had my best friend Kay Valerio, and then my parents, Ninette and June Huyoa at that time. And
Mhm.
also Ate Chel from Chelogs, who owns a
Oh
restaurant.
yeah, I know him. I know her. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so she was like guiding me with like the on the accounting side of it,
Mhm.
and just the numbers and the pricing and maybe what to sell, like the drinks to sell, some basic notes.
Wow,
Wonderful.
fantastic. Wow.
So as you can
That's
see
good.
here, like, mentorship is really important. If you don't know what to do, find people that can help and guide you to start,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's to
We
avoid
don't know
mistakes.
everything, yeah, and there's always something to learn as we grow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That maybe that's the reason why as well that your professor passed you as well. No, I'm just kidding. Because
Yeah,
your
and they get
professor
to
is
try.
there,
They get
right?
to
All the
try the
way.
food too. I brought some food for them to try. So
Wow, that's good because for some people that's starting, it's difficult, right? Like they don't know what to do. Like what's the next step? At least you have somebody on your side that will guide you, right? If you're stuck in something, then they can tell you, they can give you an advice, do this, do that, right?
yes,
That's I
now
think
now
that's very important.
I'm actually connected to a lot of mobile food vendors as well. So I've built like friendships with other vendors and then the owners of the breweries as well. So at least like there's a big community of entrepreneurs to tap into. So for any questions that maybe simple or more complicated, then there's a lot of resources around when you start meeting people in the industry to ask.
Wow, I'm
So,
learning a lot.
Hannah, do you still have your business, your business plan? Because you did it from school, so for sure you have the feasibility studies. Uh,
Yes, it's actually really funny to look at it now, like what I wrote down.
Well,
Because
the
it's
reason why
it's
I asked
real.
is because we remember, Erwin, we mentioned that planning is so important for success. I think not only for
Mhm.
entrepreneurship but for everything.
Yeah.
You always say, if you don't plan, you plan to fail, and this is like an evidence that you cannot just execute when you think. You have to plan for it, right? So that you
Yes.
could
Yes.
really avoid mistakes, and you could really measure your success and also your efforts are based on the plans that you laid upon before starting the business. So that's really
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, so I still have that the visual that our professor said is right into to plan our businesses.
That's good. I wish I had that professor as well when I was young.
Where you're still young, it's not too late. Remember, Engineer Dante, he went to school. My next question, Hannah, is what is one? Give me one major challenges that you faced while building your business, your adobos and more, and how did you overcome them?
I think the very first challenge in starting your own business is financial.
Mm-hmm.
So
Financial.
what I did before when I was younger was so I was working part-time jobs, and what I did to start my own business was per paycheck I would invest it in an equipment. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, my one paycheck would go to like a cooking stove. The next paycheck would go to a pop-up tent. So I
Wow.
slowly
Wow.
invested into the setup that I was gonna do so I can launch it at farmers markets because I didn't have the finances to start right away, and I didn't want to ask my parents to help either. So I kind of took it on my own.
You're an inspiration to all the young people around the globe. I
Wow.
get. I mean, this is like kind of like the standard for younger kids. I hope a lot of 18 years olds in the 19s and the teens, would listen to this podcast so that they could really inspire to be one of like Hannah.
Wow. It's like if there's a will, there's a way, right? So you
There is.
work part
That's
time, you work part time, you buy the equipment
So
just
slowly
to.
invest, yeah, into the setup that you want to do. Since yeah, and the starting cost, I calculated it when it was just a pop up was only around $6,000. But yeah, when you're 21, that was big.
That's big.
that's big. Yeah, 16,000, 6,000.
Yeah, 6,000.
I'm
That's
working
like
part time.
around
Yeah.
330,000 pesos in Philippine money. It's huge.
You calculated already. Okay. That
Yeah.
that's really good.
Because
Yeah.
the cost now with the trailer and the food truck is way more than that. So
Oh yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Wow.
looking back, it's crazy
No
how
excuses. Yeah, no
yeah
excuses.
how it
Wow.
grows.
Wow.
Wow,
Galing.
that's
Nabibilib
awesome.
ako dito sa batang to. Sorry, I have to speak Tagalog.
Because every time I would want to quit too, like every year, I would ask my parents, I'm like, should I keep going? Should I stop or change careers, do something else with
Mm-hmm.
my life. And my dad says you won't see the fruit of the seeds that you've sown until like years later. So you won't see the
Mm-hmm. Long
results
term.
until like long term. So 5 to 10 years is when you'll
Mm-hmm.
see the results of the sacrifice that you start building
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning years. Yeah.
Well, it's so good
Wow.
to hear that you have a very supporting parents and you keep on mentioning your dad. Tell me
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
about
Well, they always support and are physically there to help and support.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. You have a supportive parents. Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
some
I
parents
think
will be
it would
like,
be hard.
just
It
yeah.
would
Some parents will be like, they'll tell you, just go in a corporate, get a good job or something like that. But this is your passion, right? This is what you want to do, and they're there to support you, to remind you that it's not a short term thing; it's a long term thing, right?
yes, yes.
Um, that's really good. I
And
think that's
actually,
very important.
it's also a good. It's also cultural, right, Hannah? For
Mhm.
American culture, since she actually basically grew up here in California. Like most parents are very supportive in what their kids want to do. It could be either art, music, right? I
Mhm.
just find it like amazing compared to different countries. With respect with other cultures, sometimes we have parents, or you have parents that wants to pursue something that you don't like, but in this situation, like Hannah's example, her parents is in full support to
Yeah,
help
Hmm.
her
they gave
in her
me
journey.
time to figure out what I wanted to keep doing in life, and they supported me wherever I was happier at.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's good. You're in the right path, Hannah, because you're happy doing it, right? Your parents are supporting you. You have a mentor on your side. It's just a matter of time, right? So, like you said, like your father said, it's not a short term thing; it's a long term thing, right? So you're gonna
Yeah.
get there. Are you
Yeah.
thinking about other business, or you just focusing more on the food business for now? Like, are you thinking in the
Do you
future?
have other
You
business that you're doing beside food?
Yeah, so we actually have our rental property in the Philippines. So
whoa,
Tagaytay,
whoa.
Mendez, I
Mm,
think Mendez.
mm.
And so that's a 10 bedroom house that we rent out
Where is
for
this
families.
located?
It is located in Mendez by Tagaytay.
Tagaytay, right?
Yeah,
Tagaytay.
close
Okay,
to
that's
Tagaytay.
good. Hmm.
So it's really good for like weddings whenever they have that. So that's one of the other businesses that I would like to get
Yeah,
into.
what's the name? And then do you have a Facebook page so that our listeners can, maybe somewhere down the road they need, reservations.
Oh yes, if anyone would like to reserve or stay in Tagaytay, so our house is called Zeph's Haven, and you can find it through Airbnb and book
Hmm.
Hmm.
Nice.
it. Yes.
Nice, nice. Okay. I
Bibili
have a
sa batang to,
question.
no?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Nabibilib ako sa batang to. Sorry, I have to speak Tagalog.
Oh,
Ganda mo
Hannah,
na.
we're trying to speak Tagalog a little bit because most of our followers are also Filipinos around the world, around the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yes, I love
But
that.
we're trying our best to speak in English this time.
This is bleeding now, but I can still manage. It's
You're
okay.
still bleeding? That's fine. We still have 30 more minutes to bleed.
um, I have a question. Like, do you have a strategy or technique that you use to stay motivated during challenging times, or is it like your dad just keep on reminding you that if things doesn't work out the way you want it, is it
Mhm.
your dad that keeps you motivated, or is it yourself? Like, what strategies or
It's
technique do you use?
for me, pues, it's my faith in God. So basically, like
Nice.
everything that my entrepreneurial journey wouldn't have happened if God didn't speak to me to start a business. Because when I first wanted to start a business, it was the idea to support like missions and church work.
Wow.
Mhm.
I wanted to have the finances to be able to do that, and knowing that a regular 9 to 5 would limit me from doing that because I would doubt all of that would go to paying bills. especially here in
Mm-hmm.
California. Um, Business was the only way to have that freedom to be able to, be a blessing. So it's blessed to be. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Is my thing. That's what I believe in.
Can you repeat that? It's better to.
It's more blessed to give than to receive. So it's
It's more
blessed to be a
blessed.
blessing to
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
others. Yeah.
Wow. Lupit na itong batang to.
So I think that's what motivates me the most is that
Yeah, yeah.
there's more joy in being able to give to others and be an inspiration to others rather than to keep everything to myself and parang like me centered kind of living.
Yeah.
Amen.
So so mature at your age. Wow. Okay. Elmer, you have a question? Because I have a question.
Go ahead. You know.
Okay. Um, eh, I'm amazed with your story, right? So, um, I just want to ask, like, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs just like you, who are just starting out, like, they don't know anything. Like, what advice would you give them? Like, what are the steps that they need to do? Like,
Do you have
um,
10 steps or 5
10 step
steps?
program. Yeah, I feel like the first step was to when you have an idea, don't give up on that idea. So basically, never give up. Ideas would fail, like business ideas will fail, or people will have different opinions about what you're doing, negative and positive, but never give up. If you feel like you're called to chase a dream of owning your
mhm,
own business, then pursue it because, we only live one life. So it's
exactly.
better
Mhm.
to die trying than not try.
Not trying.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Just a follow-up question, Hannah. Sorry, natutulala ako eh. Ang galing na itong batang to. Anyway, is there a particular piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you started your business, or like you're happy with what's happening right now, or is there a piece of advice you
I
wish
think that
someone had given you?
what I wish for was the legal side of the business here in
Legal side.
California. It's like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't
Yes.
really have much.
We're in California, the most
It's
strict state
so
in the United
complicated.
States.
Oh,
Like
especially
tax
the food, right?
wise and
Mm-hmm.
tax, I think is the biggest. There's so many different kinds of taxes that we have to pay as business owners, like the state tax, federal tax, and then your local city tax and income tax.
Insurances. Mhm.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's why people moving to Nevada, right? Oh, I
Yeah,
was
or
just
different state. Yeah, there's other states with zero income tax, which is nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think that's one thing that I wish someone would have taught me how to do because that all of that I learned on my own, and not all of it was good learning. It was some of it was like bad, and I would have to pay for the expense of me not knowing how to do that. So I
Yeah.
think that's
That's
the only.
why I think one more lesson here is like that's why it's when you're starting a business, don't be afraid to ask people
Yeah.
that already did the same thing that what you
Yes.
want to do, or at least get a consultant that
Mm-hmm.
will address like the legal side and the tax side of the business, so you can save more money than spend more money when you get
Yeah.
penalized by the government.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
good. Yeah, that's one of my wish too, Hannah. I wish I knew Elmer before my business because I screwed up a lot. No, I was just joking. But that's good. That's a good advice. Elmer, it's your turn to ask question. Okay.
Well, this is my always favorite questions.
Okay.
What keeps you going? Why do you do? Oh, you he already answered, but I want to ask it again. What keeps you going? What are your reasons why entrepreneurship?
For
Give
my
me.
reasons for entrepreneurship is basically my faith.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's to support the work of
The
the Lord
mission.
and to expand that, and also to be a blessing to others and to keep inspiring others that like nothing is impossible when you set your mind to it and you really believe inside your heart that that's what you're supposed to be doing. Don't doubt yourself. Just keep going at it, even if you fail. Keep trying until you get to your sweet spot, and then that's when it'll start to bloom.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Wow.
Okay. Uh, just a follow-up question, because you mentioned that you wanted to maybe venture out, because I know you're doing the Airbnb now, right?
Mhm.
You said that you wanted to venture out in real estate. Is that the next thing that you wanted to do after the food business, or like once you set up everything in the food business?
Yes, hopefully. I have a few more ideas. Like, eventually, I do want like my own music learning center too. I had that in
Oh,
mind since originally I'm a drummer, so I
musician,
would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to share that too to young people, to teenagers, and have my own music center of learning. So then we
Nice.
can keep that going.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like as an entrepreneur, you come up with a lot of ideas, and
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
there's just a specific timing for each idea.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Correct. I agree. I agree for that.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Yeah. Um, another question. Sorry, Elmer. I'm just gonna ask this. Hannah, if you given like a chance to go back from your entrepreneurship journey, is there anything that you wanted to change? Like, is there something that you're thinking maybe I did this? Because I know one you said a while ago is about the legal thing. Is that the only thing that you're thinking about changing it, or is there other thing that if given a chance to go back, you wanted to change?
Maybe easier food, because our food is not easy to make. Like Elmer's idea, like something easier to make, like a boba shop or
You made me laugh, Hannah.
something. Because every time we're making the egg rolls, we're like, this is not easy work.
Yeah, Filipino food is not easy to make. I
Yeah,
mean, to all the people that
and
listening
so
in this
yeah,
podcast, if you want to dive into Filipino food, it's not easy.
yes, but like other food is easier, and they
It's
make
not like a
almost the
flip,
same amount.
it's not like a burger flip burgers,
Yeah,
it's
corn dogs. Yeah, corn dog
yeah.
stands.
It's
You
easy.
know,
Yeah.
make the same
Just one.
amount of money as we do.
Mhm.
Mm,
Try to
yeah,
make
yeah.
lumpia and you'll see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
What's your bestseller? Hannah, what's the bestseller in your food business?
Surprisingly, the adobo fries. It
Adobo
um
fries.
yes, it topped. It went over the lumpia. It's not even the Filipino food anymore, but it's the fusion that
that's
people
right.
Yeah.
really like. And now we also
Mhm.
started selling sisig nachos. So that one's been a top recently too.
Sisig nachos. So
Yeah.
there's a
Nice.
nacho and then you put sisig, right?
Yes, so there's like tortilla chips and then the sisig meat with the cheese and then the aioli, barbecue sauce, and green onions on top.
Ooh.
Nice. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Sure, Hannah, why is it adobos? Is it
And
adobo?
more.
Yeah. What?
That should be the first question that we asked, and now
Yeah,
you're
I've
asking
heard
it in the last.
that. Like, where does the like? How did you come up with that name? Like, is there a story behind it?
Actually, no, it's funny because I was planning to just do like adobo and more, but then I was actually talking to Kuya Elmer's brother-in-law, Kuya Cyrus,
Mm.
and he said adobo sounds better because let's go eat at adobos instead of let's go eat at adobo, like the place,
Oh.
referring to the
Mm-hmm,
place. So it just
mm-hmm.
sounded better to say adobos rather than I'll catch you at adobo and we'll eat there.
Oh, okay, okay. Adobos is okay. Sounds better. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And your bestseller is adobo, right? So, which is good.
Yes, it's still the
Uh,
pork adobo.
Okay. Okay. Elmer, follow-up
Well,
question.
I think I'm out of questions. Do you have other questions to Miss Hannah?
Hannah, do you have anything that you wanna like?
Ask about
You
Erwin.
wanna? No, no, not me.
How old are you?
That's the bad
Uh,
questions that I,
that's I'm in
that's
the
a bad
40
question.
range. That's
Well,
not a good
Hannah, how
question.
old are you now? Are you
Mm.
single? Are you
Young.
married?
Oh, 29.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
still
29.
young, very
Still
young.
young.
Yeah.
single.
You have a long way
Singling.
Mm-hmm.
to go.
No mingling.
Mm-hmm. That's good. At least you're doing what you're passionate about, right? Like the music, the food business, the real estate venture that you're thinking.
Well,
You're getting there.
she started to be an entrepreneur when she was 21. I think that's
21,
one of
only
the
8 years,
highlights of this interview, that you
young
can
age.
start as early as you want. It just depends on how you want it, and as she said, never give up, chase the dream, pursue it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it might look different than what you imagine to do at first, but the thing with entrepreneurship is whatever works, keep at it. If it
Correct.
works, keep doing it.
Hmm.
Why change something that doesn't work?
Hmm.
That's one of
I guess I
the
heard that before. I think
Yeah.
my mother-in-law said that don't fix that is not don't fix something that is
that's
not
not
broken.
broken. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's working, keep it, right? If it's not
Mhm.
working, change it, right? For you
Yeah.
to have a different result. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have naubusan na ako ng question in English eh.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Hannah. Maybe once again, can you mention again how our people or our listeners will find you? If you have a, please let us know your if you have a Facebook page, a website, your phone number, how they can find you if they want to try your food.
Yeah, so if you guys follow Adobos and More on Instagram or Facebook, you guys will see our weekly schedule where we park and sell food. And also, if you guys would like to stay at Mendez in Tagaytay, catch Seth's Haven on Airbnb and also on Facebook. You'll see the information there on how to book. And if you guys are from Sonoma County, catch Mood Jungle on June 23rd. We're having our
Woo!
second album release party.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
What's the
Um,
name of the second album?
what's the
oh,
What's
name
the
of the
title?
album?
of the album, I think it's just under Mood Jungle.
Mood
Mojo.
Jungle. All
Mm-hmm.
right,
The
sa mga
band.
taga Sonoma, California, well,
Yes,
California,
California or all
watch
over
out, Mood
America
Jungle.
I'm
on
gonna visit
iTunes
your.
and Spotify.
Mhm. Oh, in
Yeah, come
iTunes.
over
Okay.
from Canada. You come over and watch Mood Jungle. Okay.
Oh yeah, the flight is like really close or cheap.
Cheap. Yeah. Are you planning to
Mhm.
expand in Canada, Hannah?
We visited Canada a lot actually. Maybe sometime in the future. We'll see where the business model goes.
Yeah, Erwin will host you.
Yes.
If you're in Toronto, just let me know. Okay. Um, I have. I'm just amazed with this story, right? At the young age, 21 years old, from the story of the feasibility, right? The good thing
Right.
about Hannah is that she has a mentor. She has
Yep,
support
mentorship.
from the parents, right?
Mhm.
Unlike for other people, parents doesn't support, right?
Mhm.
And like they have to work, they don't have a mentor, they don't have people that can guide them if they're stuck, right? Um, that's amazing. Like I mean, if I'm going to start again on my entrepreneurship journey, I need somebody who can guide me. I think
That's
that's
right.
very important, right? And aside
Mhm.
from the thing that you're saying, this is what you want, go for it, right? Life is short, just do it, right? So
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
keep on doing it, and your dad is there, your parents is there to support you, and your calling is you're doing it also for the mission and for for God, right? To
Mhm.
dahil
Mhm.
kay God, right? So it's amazing story. Like for young people who wanted to, and also working part time just to execute this. No
Yeah.
Yeah,
excuses.
excuse the business. Yep.
Ang
Yeah, I
galing,
mean,
right?
no. Yeah, the story is so amazing. I think I actually like the idea from the beginning up to from the beginning of her entrepreneurial journey when she said like her when he learned about entrepreneurship at school. I
Mhm,
jot down seven things that I learned from Hannah today. Number one is she said great business ideas are those solutions to people's needs. So for young entrepreneurs, you want to make sure find those problems around you and you could be the solution so that you can have a good business idea. And then he said also that he wants to be more financially sustainable. That's why he thinks that business is the way for her to create wealth,
mhm,
which is true. And number
mhm,
three, she she mentioned about asking for mentorship, people that can surround you and support you while starting your journey,
mhm.
having a business. Yung pinaka the best na narinig ko rin is yung taking negative comments as a
Yeah.
positive reinforcement to make things better, to do better.
Mhm, mhm,
And then he mentioned about better financials, making sure that as a young entrepreneur, you want to make sure get somebody to help you out, so you don't want to pay a lot of fines from the government. And number six, he said that he wants to do these things because he wants to be a blessing to others, to support the church and in God's works. I think that's the best thing that I ever heard
mhm,
since any podcast that we had.
mhm.
I'm so amazed to hear a very young person, coming from a young person, telling that he wants to be a successful business owner because he wants to support the business, God's work, and to be a blessing to others. And sabi nga niya, never give up. Chase your dream, pursue. It's better to die trying than not trying. How's that?
Grabe.
And I
Grabe.
also want to thank Kuya Elmer because I got the second food truck idea from him. He said,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
get
Oh,
another one.
a little trivia.
okay.
A little trivia, Erwin. Sometimes we have like an informal business consultations happen when with nung magkausap kami. There are like several occasions, right? And now it's happening.
You will learn a lot from him. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And
Well, I think time check, Erwin.
we still have 4 minutes. Hannah, any last word that you want to say to young people that thinking about entrepreneurship or anything that you want to say about the podcast? I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you the floor.
I think Kuya Elmer summarized it really, really well. For me, entrepreneurship is no matter how young or how old you are, if you're passionate about something or if you feel a call to provide, some type of solution to people's needs, then go ahead and try it. Write your plans in details, how you want it to look like. So then when you do see it happen in the physical, you'll be amazed at, your journey. And I think that's one thing that keeps me humble is that nobody's perfect, but for God to allow me to experience this and to entrust me with all this, it's amazing to look back and to see how if you just obey, and you'll see the vision come to a manifestation.
Nice.
Galing ng batang to. Palakpak ako. The
Palakpakan.
po. Oo. Galing ng batang to.
Oh, Erwin, any last words?
Malaking akin. No, I just want to say thank you, Anna, for sharing your story, and we're so blessed, right? We're grateful that you share your story to us and to our listeners as well. Hopefully, someday, one of these day, we can visit California and see you in person, and buy your favorite, like buy your bestseller, adobo fries, right? And
Yeah,
sisig, what do you call that?
nachos.
Nacho sisig, yeah. I'll remember that. Again, thank you so much for your time, Hannah. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me, Pod. I appreciate you guys and just allowing me to share the story. I don't get to do it as often, only to people that I talk to in person. So I just want to thank you for providing this platform for entrepreneurs to share their stories and to inspire others to try. Yeah, it never hurts to try to see an idea come to pass.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Hannah, for being
Thank
here.
you.
We really appreciate you, and I hope everybody are having a good day. See you guys at 3.4. Signing out.
Thank you, Hannah. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Elmer, see you. Take care. Stop recording.